The frustration you feel when therapy doesn't help may be deep, piercing, and profoundly depressing. Counseling patients frequently perceive therapy as a miracle cure, one they'll only consider when life becomes unbearable. But, unfortunately, there are numerous causes for why therapy could not be effective for you. Hello, and welcome to the Connected Minds podcast. Today we will talk about a few reasons why therapy may not be effective and a few steps you can take to overcome this issue. If you and your therapist are not a good fit, therapy might not be successful for you. You might ask, does this therapist have expertise with the main issues that motivated me to seek therapy? If you don't know, it's always acceptable to inquire about their education, experience, and whether they have dealt with clients with similar worries. Some therapists may promote their agendas or a therapeutic objective that the individual does not share, in addition to being far outside their expertise. You can obtain the support you need if you comprehend the goals of therapy and each person's function within it. Both the therapist and the client must put effort into the therapy process. While it is not the therapist's role to provide you with advice, they frequently teach you skills or offer suggestions that you can use to further your goals. You can feel like your therapist is leading you astray or find it difficult to open up to complete the work. To determine your role in treatment, try to have an open mind and think about talking with your therapist. There is a possibility that you do not trust your therapist. The purpose of therapists is to offer a neutral, objective perspective. If you don't have a strong therapeutic alliance with your therapist, you don't trust them. You may be sincere and open with your therapist if you have faith in them. However, the proceeding is more difficult if you haven't developed a rapport with your therapist. Keep in mind that therapists are required to keep your information private, with the following exceptions. Any information that would lead the therapist to believe there has been an abuse of a child, an elder, or a protected population. Obtain the signature of the party you choose on a release of information. Another possible reason could be that you do not understand how treatment works. If you don't know what to anticipate from treatment, you could feel like you aren't getting the desired results. Also, if you've never been to therapy, you might find it intimidating because you don't know how it all works. However, a good therapist should explain what therapy is and how it functions for you. Then, think about collaborating to create goals for what you hope to gain from the encounter. If your therapist consistently transgresses your ethical and professional boundaries, counseling may not be a good fit for you. The ethical requirement for therapists is to not harm. Some warning indications that your therapist might be going too far include making sexual advances, making friends with you in public, or abusing their position to your detriment. These are only a few boundary violations that can be extremely harmful and impair your therapist's capacity to be impartial. In addition, some boundary violations are against the law and may have serious consequences for the therapist. Your therapist might be engaging in harmful, unethical behavior, similar to boundary breaches. Here are some instances of unethical therapist conduct. Lying about one's education or certification. Breaking confidentiality. Acting outside the extent of their training, and neglecting their clients. Dealing with unethical therapist practices can seem to vary depending on the circumstance. For example, a conversation with your therapist may be necessary for some behaviors, while reporting to their licensing board may be necessary for others. The secret to achieving your therapeutic goals is consistency. Goal setting may be hampered if your therapist routinely cancels on you or fails to show up for multiple sessions. For instance, if your therapist assigns you homework or asks you to think about something, your therapist might propose new treatment objectives if you don't attend sessions for a few months. Your therapeutic connection and development may be hampered if your therapist is unwilling or unable to understand. Understanding the client's perspective is a necessary component of excellent therapy. A therapist may need to be paired with someone who can relate to you if they dismiss or are reluctant to grasp cultural factors. You are not required to stay in a situation that makes you feel uncomfortable if therapy isn't helping you. By making appropriate changes, you can solve the issue and gain what you need from the therapeutic process. The key to therapy is finding a therapist who shares your values, comprehends your feelings, and makes you feel heard and welcomed. It's time to attempt a different therapist if your current one isn't providing you with this. What if you enjoy working with your therapist, but therapy isn't progressing as you'd like? It's not enough to like your therapist because there are significant variances in their level of expertise. If therapy isn't working for you, consider whether your therapist is the proper fit. It is time to move on if your therapist has failed to at least complete the following. Your treatment options were discussed, and you received advice on improving the therapy's efficacy. Provided clear treatment objectives and a timeline for when you can expect results. Discussed with you the possibility of taking medication for your mental illness. Provided you with a diagnosis or a clear understanding of the issues you are working on in treatment. When therapy does not help, it can be quite stressful, but this is only the start of the road. You may feel better quicker than you anticipate if you are prepared to learn more about your illness, stand up for yourself, and continue trying until something helps. I hope you find this podcast helpful. See you at the next one.